She believes that workers have a right to a voice on the job. She believes in these core values. In fact, she's just trying to make the Democratic Party more democratic. And there ain't nothing wrong with that. And if I may just be very candid, if I may be just very, very candid here, not everybody understands the necessity of having a congresswoman who is responsive to the needs of the people. Some people are under the impression they need to be responsive to the big donor. Nina Turner believes we got to be responsive to the people. Miss McGillicuddy, trying to pay her bills, needs a congresswoman she can count on. We don't know about ExxonMobil. I got a feeling they'll be fine, however they are. But who is going to stand up for Miss Johnson, Miss McGillicuddy, Mr. Ahmed, the regular folks who just live in the neighborhood and want a better life? Now, and she walks around in her skin, in her life, acting like, that lady over there who's trying to make sure she has Social Security may not be Nina's mom, but she's somebody's mom, and she fights as if she is her own mom. She's looking out for our seniors. She's looking out for our young people. She's looking out for our hardworking family members. She's looking out for the environment. And so I just want to say, we all know you guys are on fire for Nina Turner, but we need you to go out there and get every single living soul, every voter you can possibly get, because it is about maximizing, turning out the vote to a maximum degree. And I guarantee you this, after you get her that victory, after she wins, she will increase turnout in the entire state of Ohio, and she will restore Democratic victories to statewide office holders in this state. That's what you get when Nina Turner wins. So I want to invite up to speak Representative Brent, who is going to give it to you on why you need to work a little bit harder to elect Nina Turner.
I just happen to be a state representative, and I will tell you about my journey even walking in here today. Senator Turner, she was like, come sit down and talk to us. I said, no, I got to do some work for you. And I brought my laptop, and I sat down. That's the same type of energy we all need to have to be focused. We cannot be distracted these last couple of days. We all have to do the work. Everybody has different jobs and what we need to do. Some of you may be knocking on doors today. Some of you may need to make phone calls. Some of you may need to chip in some money towards this campaign, but we all have to be focused on doing the work. Some people might have to save some lives. But we know why we're here. We have this great champion who needs us all to hold her ladder. Hold her ladder. And that's by showing up. And most importantly, getting out to vote. Now, most of us probably already voted because we are those really good voters. We vote every election. We come out and show up, even for the special election. But we know we got those cousins called Pookie and Ray Ray. Pookie and Ray Ray, they're not just black, they white, they Jewish, they Hispanic, they all types of different types of the rainbow. But we need all of them to come out and vote because we have so much that's on the line. Right. When we talk about canceling student debt, when we talk about reproductive justice, when we talk about affordable housing, it's expensive. When we talk about health care and making sure that we all can just go to the doctor without having to be concerned. One of my colleagues had to go take him to the hospital today. And the first thing they said to themselves, how much is this going to cost me to go to urgent care? This is a government worker, elected official, asking that question because our insurance doesn't cover that. We have so much at stake. So the moment you even feel a little bit like, I want to give up, I don't want to feel like doing this, think about the people who you're going to give up to. The person who has to go, can't go to the hospital because they're concerned that they're not going to be able to put food on the table because it's a hospital bill or paying for food. We can do this. We just suffered through, we're going through it because the fight is for us. I'm just so lost for words because I've been in such a emotional journey. And as much as you guys sit here in awe, even as an elected official, I sit here in awe every time I see Senator Turner. She is our rock star, and it makes me get emotional. That's why I told her, don't hug me, because I might just cry after all this stuff. But she is so awesome. I wish everyone could even have the opportunity to have her as their congresswoman. But most importantly, we got to get her elected right here. So I got one call to action for everybody that's here. done enough, do enough today for Nina Turner for Congress. Thank you so much.
All right.
Come on, Congresswoman.
You got me tearing up. It's so great. I want to thank Representative Brent, Councilman McCormick, AG Ellison for coming here, Mayor Elkins, all of you. I'm a little hoarse. I'm trying to preserve my voice for tomorrow in particular. I just want to thank you all for being here. We've been at canvases all over this district, and just for all of the grassroots, all of you, the thanks is to you, because you are pouring in the energy that is going to be necessary for us to actually win this race. And when we win this race, we are standing in the ready position for so many people, but for our progressive movement. I want everybody to know who's a conscious-minded individual that standing up saying that universal health care is a human right is the right thing to do. And a little music entertainment in the streets. I should have told them what my playlist was. Standing up to say that in the wealthiest country on the face of the earth, we can and we must cancel student debt. Hello, somebody. There's a racial justice element to it. There's a class justice element to it. And guess what? It can be done right now. And not only should we cancel student debt, we should make all colleges, public colleges and universities free. Hello, somebody. Making an investment. Pre-K to college or vocational school. We can do that in the United States of America. We can. Making sure that our sisters and brothers, family and friends can unionize without fear. That's why I was among others that went into Bessemer, Alabama to stand side by side in solidarity with those workers, understanding what happens over there happens over here. That we are our sisters and our brothers and our family and friends. We are each other's keepers. So I know that many of you came out to campus, and all of my colleagues have already spoken so eloquently. And so I want to close with this. I'm going to make this shorter than I'm sure people expected it to be, which is one of the foundational quotes of this campaign. And people who know me know I love quotes and I love scripture. But I'm going to Congresswoman Barbara Jordan, and she said these words: what the people want is very simple. They want an America as good as its promise.
That's right.
That is really what this campaign is about. This is what this movement is about. This is what all of you, the mosaic of humanity, being a part of this is about. This is not about who's left and right or Democrat or Republican. The only initials that should matter is the D and the R. That's to do the right thing.
Yeah.
We need more people to be at the DR party, and that's to do the right thing. So what the people want is very simple. They want an America as good as its promise, life, liberty, and everybody's pursuit of happiness. And that is why I am running this race, to help to change the material conditions of the poor, the working poor, and the barely middle class in this district, in this state, in this nation, and also in this world. Because we got work to do. When we want to ensure peace and justice, we can have no peace and no justice if we have people suffering in other parts of the world. So not only are we citizens of this city, of this state, of this nation, but we are indeed citizens of the world, and we have a moral obligation to care one for another, both here and also abroad. And we can do a beautiful thing. Don't let anybody tell you that we can't have these beautiful things. We can have these beautiful things. This is a matter of political will. And you know how we get political will? It is the people willing to stand up and say, we must have Medicare for all, cancel student debt, Green New Deal, changing a legal system that is unjust. We can have nice things, sisters and brothers. Family and friends, and we just got to continue to work towards those things. So God bless each and every one of you. Thank you for what you are doing. As all of my colleagues said, we got to get out there. Please knock one more door, make one more text message, make one more phone call, give one more dollar, or 27. We definitely need money for the mission, and I'm very proud that in this campaign we are mirroring, because our average donation is $27. Let me just say to you that my only special interest will be the people who put me there, not the oil industry, not the pharmaceutical industry. My special interest will be we, the people. So thank you so much. Mayor, you coming back up to give directions. All right, we are excited about knocking on some doors. God bless you.
Okay, we came here for a job, and that is to get Senator Nina Turner elected to Congress. That means knocking on doors. So where is our field director? Alina is right here, and she's got instructions for you.
All right. Hey, everyone. Thanks so much for coming out, and thanks for sticking around to knock some doors, because as the senator said, that is how we're going to win this race. As Attorney General said, the race is in the doors, and we have to get out and, sorry, they said all the words. All right, so let's knock some doors. All right, so we've got the turf set up over there. So meet me over there. We'll pass out some turf and some list numbers, and we'll get going.
So, hey, can somebody help me out here? Yeah. Go ahead. I'll send it out on Twitter. So.
Next time I bring my tripod, I'm just give you that option.
Okay, 2 phones.
Here, do you want me to do one?
1, 2, 3. Thank you. 1, 2, 3.
Alrighty. Hello, my friends. So we are here at a Get Out the Vote canvassing session event for Nina Turner, former state senator Nina Turner, who of course is running for Congress. This is former Congresswoman Marcia Fudge's district, Ohio's 11th. Marcia Fudge, of course, is now HUD secretary appointed by President Joe Biden. And as you know, Nina Turner is running mostly against Shontel Brown, who is heavily being lifted up by the Democratic establishment. Famously, Shontel Brown has been endorsed by Hillary Clinton, by all of the heavy hitters in the Democratic establishment, we can say. She's been uplifted. Hundreds of thousands of dollars of Democratic establishment dollars, of DCCC dollars have been spent on Shontel Brown to try to knock down Nina Turner. Well, think about why that is. It's because Nina Turner has true progressive values. If you look at Nina Turner's policies, they include things like Medicare for all. They include things like the Green New Deal. They include things that truly support the people of this country. And this is why Nina Turner traveled the country for both of Bernie Sanders' runs for president. This is why the Democratic establishment is very fearful of her. So that's why I'm kind of laughing, because I saw just a couple of folks in the live chat as folks were speaking here saying, oh, she's already sold out. Why didn't she go to the March for Medicare for All? Jordan and I have talked about this. That's not what this event is about. But I have to say, that's absurd. That's not what this is about at all. She's proven herself time and time again, even during this race, which went 80% for Joe Biden. This is a heavy Joe Biden district. So you have to keep that in mind. And even through that, she just now spoke about Medicare for All. So her not attending a single march or whatever it might be doesn't mean that that's not one of her policies. It very much is. So she's been on the ground, door knocking, speaking about the people of her district, what the people of her district need. There, of course, was not a march in her district, and the march took place the weekend. So this is the last weekend before the primary race. And so the march was last weekend. So it was there were only 2 weekends left before the race, and so that is a clear reason. So I just wanted to address that. That is silly. Let's get that out of our minds. She very clearly supports Medicare for all. She just yet again stated that. So with that out of the way, tomorrow is a huge, huge day. There's a big rally, a Get Out the Vote rally with Senator Bernie Sanders. So a lot of people are very, very excited about that. You just saw AG Keith Ellison, who is now taking photos with folks. If you want to pan over there, Colin, and show the excitement with Keith Ellison there, AG Keith Ellison. And he's a fan favorite of a lot of progressives. And famously, people wished that he'd become in place of Tom Perez as the chair of the Dem Party. That, of course, did not happen. Cori Bush is going to be here. There's a lot of support for Nina Turner among true progressives. AOC was here last weekend to try to help get out the vote for Nina Turner. And this is a special election, so turnout is hugely important. Special elections famously have low turnout, which is a big concern because it's hard enough to get people to turn out for regular elections, and for a special election like this one, it's August 3rd. August 3rd is primary election day. And there is going to be, sort of a regular election. There's a Republican opponent, but it's a Republican opponent without much structure. It's not a true kind of opponent. So whoever wins the Democratic primary is essentially going to be the winner come November, but it's an important thing to note that there needs to be a huge get out the vote operation, and that is what Nina Turner's team is here doing. There are 11 opponents. It's not just about Shontel Brown. So what Nina Turner's team hopes is that not only do they want people to turn out for Nina, but they hope that the other opponents get turnout as well to kind of chip away at Shontel Brown's turnout and Shontel Brown's votes, because Nina Turner had a huge margin, a huge lead at first. But it seems like from internal polling numbers, Shontel Brown's internal polling numbers from the start of July is where we got the latest figures, that the lead that Nina had has lowered. So right now it seems like about a 7-point margin, which is much less than the 35 or so margin than there was before. So I don't see a lot of fear here, but I do think that there's less of kind of this, this is in the bag than there was before. With Bernie Sanders, with Cori Bush coming, with AOC, with Keith Ellison, with other folks, there's a lot of enthusiasm. Just kind of anecdotally, though, Colin, who's behind the camera, so shout out to him, but Colin and I actually stopped for haircuts in the airport today because we both needed them. And we spoke to the gentleman who cut our hair, and we flew into Cleveland. And so we asked the gentleman, so, hey, are you going to vote in the election? And he said, yeah, I'm going to vote for Shontel. And so I kind of asked him, what do you like? And he's, he just said, I think it's time for a change. I think it's time for the young people to take over. And so he wanted to know why I liked Nina. And so I talked about Medicare for all. I talked about the Green New Deal. I talked about the things that are important to me. And he kind of just nodded and, didn't talk about it past that. We also talked to the taxi driver who was taking us to our rental car to pick up. And he was a Republican, so he didn't have much to say other than that he knew that Trump was a racist, and he still supported him. So that was kind of a wash. And then I actually had trouble finding this event because it was around the corner from where the address was. But I happened to run into this really lovely, really kind gentleman who works at a pizza shop, and they deliver to this address. So he helped me find where I needed to be. And he was so excited that the event was for Nina Turner. And so he, was thrilled and excited and just like enthusiastic. He was a young black guy. And so I think, and there's been reporting on that as well. Like the younger folks in general like these progressive policies, like the Nina style progressive policies, the Bernie style progressive policies. But we have to remember that when you break it down policy wise, that's what Americans want and like. When you explain Medicare for all for what it actually is and not based on like partisan spin, Americans want Medicare for all. They want universal health care. That's what Americans want. Even when you add in Republicans, even when you add in right-wingers, that's what Americans want. So truly what Americans want are, Nina Turner style policies. So it will be interesting to see how this race goes. We're going to be here through the election, which again is on August 3rd. And we'll see what happens. Again, I reiterate, whoever wins this primary, there are 11 folks in the race. It is essentially between Chantel Brown, who's the head of Cuyahoga County Dems, or the council here, and seems like she should have recused, but that's apparently a story for another day. And Nina Turner. We'll see how turnout goes. Big get out the vote effort here. They're doing some canvassing, some door knocking, and that's truly how it happens. A lot of people seem to get caught up in the online world and forget that it really comes down to boots on the ground, talking face to face with real people. The online spats, the online drama doesn't really matter. What really matters are the folks that you talk to who are struggling with their medical bills, who are struggling with their daily lives, who are potentially being evicted, who don't want a traditional establishment style Dem, who are ready for change, who know Nina. That's another important point. The people of Cleveland, the people of Akron, which include the Cuyahoga County area, the Ohio's 11th district, Nina's district that she's running in, they know Nina. She's a known quantity. Chantel Brown is not really as well known by far. So while Nina is progressive, while Nina's policies are not the Biden-style policies that won by 80% here, she's more well-known, which could be a plus in her column for sure. Let's walk around and maybe ask folks some questions. People might not want to be on cam, so let's see who wants to talk and who doesn't. Hi, does anyone want to answer a couple questions?
I'm staff. I have to.
Sure, of course. Yeah, we've talked to Marissa. So anyone who's just a volunteer who wants to say hi. Hi.
Status Coup, right?
Yeah.
How are you?
So I'm Jen. If you want to give your name, go for it. If not, no worries.
Elvira, no last name.
Sure. Hi, Elvira. Nice to meet you. So tell us why you came out here today to canvass for Nina.
Because Nina needs to win. Nina is one of us. She's one of. She wants Medicare for all. She wants to cancel student debt. Pass the $15 minimum wage, at least. I know it needs to be at least 24 an hour, but all the things that Nina is fighting for is for the people, for the working class, the poor, the struggling. And District 11 is a very poor district. So I came out, my first canvass, and because we're heading towards the finish line of, what is it, a few days left? So that's why I came out,
So you said this is your first campus. What are you expecting in talking to people and canvassing?
I want to hear what their needs are, first off, and let them know that they're being heard. And I don't know what to expect as far. What do you mean?
What do you think about the kind of establishment attacks that have been lobbed at Nina from folks like Hillary Clinton, all of the hundreds of thousands of dollars that have been spent against her and in favor of Chantel Brown, etc.
Hillary Clinton is trying to make herself relevant, and she is just a disgusting person all the way around. Totally corrupt. She's trying to stop Nina. This is a local election. It's not even a big district. Everybody knows that. And to be sticking your nose into a local election, she's a sore loser also. And I don't like anything about the Clintons, so that's a sore topic for me because they're very corrupt people. But they're trying to stop Nina means they're trying to stop the people. They don't want us to have Medicare for all. Same way they stopped Bernie. They're trying to go after Nina. They try to stop Cori Bush. So they're trying to stop the progressives, the people that are actually for the small person, the person that doesn't have big money, the person that's worried about paying rent, putting food on the table. Can they afford to see a doctor? Are they going to get stuck with medical debt? What about student debt? There's a lot of people that are we need to cancel student debt. There's a lot of things that we need to do that's for the people, and that's not being done for the people, just being done for corporations. And so people they feel they're not being heard. That's one thing, and they probably don't come out to vote, which is another thing, another reason why we need to be knocking on doors. They probably don't come out to vote.
This is a special election, and I was saying to the audience earlier, it's hard enough to get people to come out and vote during a regular election. What would you say to folks who are sitting at home and are in District 11, Ohio's 11th, and aren't sure if it matters if they come out? What would you say to those folks?
I think your vote does matter. I know it's hard to believe, but it matters, and if we come out in big numbers, that's what we need. We need to show that the people matter. The needs of the everyday people matter. Cleveland is a poor city. I mean, this district is mostly a poor district. I'm sure when we knock on doors, a lot of people are probably going to say, I'm worried about this bill or that bill. I'm worried about I lost my job, or I'm going to face eviction. The moratorium ends tomorrow, the federal moratorium. And not that they were sticking to it, some people were still being evicted, which is awful. So I'm hoping that to listen to the real needs of people, not corporations. So that's why we're knocking on doors, listen to real folks.
Thank you so much. I don't want to hold you up. I know you have work to do going to door knock. Thank you so much, Elvira. It was so nice to meet you. Thank you. So everybody has kind of cleared out here because they do have work to do, door knocking and canvassing. So this will be a short live, but we will be back for sure tomorrow morning. Tomorrow morning is a huge day because Bernie Sanders will be doing a Get Out the Vote rally with Nina Turner. Other special guests will be there. We have a long day tomorrow, an important day. Jordan will be joining us as well. Cori Bush will be joining the rally. Keith Ellison will be around. Let me break out my phone and bring out the full list of who will be with us tomorrow. Oh, Jordan has a correction for me. He's saying that it did not go 80% for Joe Biden. It went 80% for Marcia Fudge. So excuse me, correction there. I do apologize for that. But the district itself did go heavily for Joe Biden. So apologies, correction on that error. I regret the error. So tomorrow's Get Out the Vote rally will include, one second, friends, 1 second. It closed the link that I had up. 1 tiny second, friends. So tomorrow's rally will include Nina Turner, of course, Bernie Sanders, Keith Ellison, Cornel West, a huge fan favorite. I love Cornel West. I could sit and listen to him speak forever. Rep. Cori Bush, also a great fan favorite, and more surprise guests as well. They actually keep updating the list. They just sent out an update right before we went live. So it's going to be fantastic. Look for that around 11:30 a.m. And then once that's over, we'll be live again around 2, or it might just run into, the live might just keep going. We'll see. And then there's another event around 5. So it's going to be a long, fantastic day. Definitely tune in all day tomorrow. So go to statuscoup.pub/text to make sure you're getting text alerts. Folks, this trip is pricey. I cannot deny it. We are flying me, Colin, and Jordan out here to Cleveland. We have hotel costs, food costs, rental car costs. My heart broke when in renting the rental car because you have to buy insurance for it. Yeah, it's a lot. So if you're at all, but it's important, this is a very important special election. We need another true progressive in Congress. And no matter what people think, there's truly a reason why the Democratic establishment is terrified. I repeat, terrified, to the tune of many hundreds of thousands of dollars that they are lobbying against Nina Turner. So that's why we're here. We're here to cover this. Bernie Sanders is going to be here. If you are at all financially able to help support us, please do so. GoFundMe.com/statuscoup. You can also help support us at any amount at PayPal.me/statuscoup. You can also, of course, join at statuscoup.com/join. We appreciate you. We love you. And we will be back tomorrow morning at 11:30 a.m. Eastern. Thank you so much.